Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about the best cards from my top 10 favorite archetypes. Last time we did the worst cards. This time we're going to include runner-ups as well though. Berry Magician Girl is the level 1 addition to our Magician Girls. She allows you to search another Magician Girl on normal summon, and also allows you to special summon one when it's targeted for an attack or by an effect. Not only does she have the potential to link into a card like Relinquished Anima or Spirit with Eyes of Blue, but she can also be used in decks outside of Magician Girls like Shining Sarcophagus and Dark Magician builds. She could even special summon the runner-up, Chocolate Magician Girl. Chocolate for sure was a close second, but the potential that Barry has with the new Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice, is just enough to make her the best Magician Girl monster. We'll have to see what happens with Magistus in the future, however, as Chocolate saw some play with them. Demigod the Testina is not only the best starter in the deck, but is also a level 10 that makes the deck perform. This card lets you special summon it and search a Testina spell or trap, say Play, Breath, or Discordance if you can utilize it. The only restriction for this effect is that you have to have a Testina card on the field, so it doesn't often brick in your hand. Of course, our runner-up here is Breath of the Testina. The only reason this isn't on top is because Demigod searches it out for you, but once it's on the field, it can pack a serious punch. Using this card to flip an opponent's monster while having a light Testina monster is an amazing board breaker, as you then get to search any Testina card as well, while leaving a face-down monster so you can attack directly with Hound's effect on the field. It was a little difficult to place these two and choose which is best, but I really think Breath doesn't work as well without Demigod. Sykes, Moonlight of the Goatee is easily the best addition that Goatee has ever seen, allowing for the deck to now open with a much bigger combo going first. Every effect of Sykes is perfectly tuned to what Goatee is trying to accomplish and is an example of what good card design is. Being able to search any fish monster might be a little over the top in terms of how powerful a card should be, but I'm sure not complaining, especially for an archetype that is already not considered to be top tier. A very close runner-up, and who held the best in archetype title before Phantom Nightmare was released, was Ariampos, Serpent of the Goatee. Ariampos was the card that Goatee needed to get started as an engine, allowing for the banish of a fish on summon, and a surge when it's used as synchro material is everything a fish synchro deck wants. The only reason Sykes is on top here is because Sykes enables Ariampos' banish ability to essentially count as 2 fish searches. You might think I'm going to say Multifaker here, but actually she's the runner-up to Altergeist Malwisp. Yes, Multifaker can get the deck started, but Malwisp takes the deck to a whole new level. Malwisp is the new Altergeist card, releasing alongside Paratrader and Adminia. This card can summon itself when it's added to your hand, and special summons another Altergeist from Graveyard on summon. Most importantly, it's a level 3 tuner monster, so it pairs with Multifaker to make Dragviron, a card that was previously seen as unplayable, which enables Hextia and Prime Banshee like no other card in the archetype can. Even if you don't need to use it to synchro summon, she still puts 2 Altergeist material on your board for you to link away with, and on follow-up turns can really make Silquitous' bounce effect a way to put even more material on your board, plus board break. Pair this card's effects with Altergeist Protocol, and all of a sudden you have some of the most powerful end boards that Geist has ever seen. Tenpai is a very hard archetype to pick out the best card from, but I'd have to say that Sangan Summoning has caused the most salt, anger, and hate for this archetype by a long shot. Summoning not only protects your monsters, but can also search them out by getting rid of a hand trap you don't need, or even put a dragon in the graveyard if you need it there. Yes, this card is just the field spell to the dragons that actually hit your opponent, and that's why our runner-up is Sanganpai Transcendent Dragaion. When you pair these two cards, especially if you make this card in the main phase while summoning is on the field, things start to get very hopeless for your opponent, which is why we've all seen the ban list and limited list hits to this archetype. Even with Sangan Summoning, Sangan Kaiman, and Tenpai Dragon Chandra all limited to 1 copy, people have still found ways at using this combo to annihilate tier events like WCQ Regionals and YCSs. For sure, to this day, one of my favorite archetypes is Adamancipator, and while we could say that Risen Dragite is the best card, because it slots into so many water synchro decks. We're talking from an archetypal perspective, and I have to say that the best card is Adamantipator Researcher. Researcher is the easiest of the main deck monsters to special summon, and you only need a rock monster on the field, which if you don't have, means something has gone horribly wrong. Researcher has the Adamantipator clause to excavate and summon a non-tuner level 4 lower rock monster from amongst those cards. She's also a level 2 tuner monster which enables every synchro you could think of in the rock decks, like Naturia Beast and Barkion, or the other Adamantipator synchros, like our runner-up, Adamantipator Risen, Dragite. Of course, this card is our runner-up as it allows the deck to break boards so easily, and on top of that is a spell and trap negate. It's only second here because Researcher is usually required to get to a state where this card is summoned and used to destroy your opponent. Epsilon the Magnet Warrior is easily the most powerful Magnet Warrior printed. Sending a Magnet Warrior to the graveyard on summon is pretty good, and if you can use the rest to summon one with a different name than the sent monster, builds up some material on your board. Keep in mind that this effect does count for Magnet and Magna Warrior monsters, so on a follow-up turn, if Berserkion or Valkyrion were summoned properly, as per their built-in summons, you can bring them back from the graveyard too, which is why this card is the best card that Magnets have to offer. Following Epsilon in the ranks is for sure Gamma the Electromagnet Warrior. Gamma special summons a second magnet when it's summoned and allows for the entire engine to actually start taking off. Sorry, Imperium Magnum, you're cool, but you aren't that good. We all know the best Chimera card is Fiendsmith Engraver, but every archetype's best card is Fiendsmith Engraver, so he doesn't count here. Chimera Fusion is of course the card that makes this deck go round, and it sure is amazing. Allowing for at least 2 fusions per turn, as only its graveyard effect is once per turn, this card is really modular because of that. It allows you to play through an array of different interactions and play conservatively if you have to in order to fusion summon a Guardian Chimera on your opponent's turn if needed, or any other fusion monster that you think is necessary to win the game. A close second here is Baphomet, the mythical king of phantom beasts. This card has so many uses and even has the potential to be used outside of the archetype in the future, because of its burial effect. Baphomet can also banish itself from the graveyard in order to special summon another banished beast, fiend, or illusion monster, recycling your resources and potentially turning on some powerful interactions. Sprite was a lot of duelists' favorite deck when Power of the Elements released, and it only got better with Darkwing Blast. Our best card is easily and always will be Swap Frog. Well, of course I actually mean Sprite Elf. While this card was extremely powerful in Sprite, it unfortunately made more of a stir in Tearlaments and got itself banned, as it should be. Sprite Elf is the definition of a broken Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's just way too generic to be a part of the game, and over in Master Duel, people are even able to use it to revive their SP Little Knight for virtually free. In Sprite, however, this card pretty much turns off your opponent's effect valors and imperms for the monsters that it pointed to. This card, of course, enabled the Ronin Totem and Swap Frog combo that brought Totally Awesome into play. Our close second here is of course Gigantic Sprite. Gigantic Sprite not only enables a full combo if you're behind on materials, but also allows for some pretty degenerate plays like Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, EMP Meow Mine, and even Click and Echo. The absolute best part about Gigantic Sprite is that it locks both players into level, link, and rank 2 monsters, meaning that your opponent can't use Nibiru or cards like the Bestials that need to special summon themselves. Gigantic Sprite is in the number 2 slot solely because it detaches its materials for its effect, meaning destroying it in response forces it to resolve without effect. Of course, for Shining Sarcophagus, the best card is Gadget Trio. Gadget Trio not only gets you to a Shining Sarcophagus, our runner-up here, but can grab you any other spell trap that you need. If you're able to special summon this later on in your turn, it can be used to find interrupts like Turn Silence, or extenders like Ties That Bind. If you already have Sarcophagus, it can find you Future Silence to allow for a much more full combo, like a set Secrets of Dark Magic with the materials to make a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Shining Sarcophagus is only our runner-up here because it just isn't as modular in comparison to what Gadget Trio can achieve. Yes, it can search any card that mentions it, but can only go so far before running into some roadblocks, which is where the trio comes in and plays past. I had a lot of fun doing my last top 10 video, and I had a ton of fun doing this one as well, although I guess this one is more of a top 20. I think I might make this kind of thing a bit more regular on my channel and do some top 10s that are archetype specific and things like that, so let me know if you want to see that. Also, if you disagree with anything in this video, I've played all of these competitively and try and make them better and more viable as time goes on, so I might have to change my opinion if you drop a comment and tell me why you disagree or what cards you think should have been in the top. So drop a like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.